Okay, welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I'm gonna go live on Facebook, and this is my final video outside. So, let's hope that somebody asks me a question about martial arts. Let me key up the phone real fast. Hopefully, let's clear this really fast. I would do this on Instagram, but I don't know how to make it Instagram live. Or if I do, it doesn't work in my favor. Okay. Let's see that Facebook bubble. Oh no. I hate technology. Let me rearrange that. I'm going to give it a few minutes, and if no one asks me questions, then I'm going to get off. Okay, Facebookers. This is all about you now. Do you have questions of the martial arts? I'm still outside filming, so you're not going to be on YouTube, but I'm going to be on YouTube. So what I'm explaining now is if you have questions about the martial arts, I'm going to read your questions and answer your questions here on YouTube. If you don't want to do this within the next 5 minutes, now is the time to let me know. So I'm going to first start talking about martial arts, first and foremost, and what they mean to me. Alright, so there are many different forms of martial arts. Some I have tamed in, some I'm still discovering, like the Filipino martial art. I do not know the name of it, but I just learned about it like 2 years ago, thanks to a couple of my bros in Saber Night Lights and the Sensei, because they've all taken the Filipino martial art that I've never heard of, because I never knew the Filipinos had martial arts. The martial arts in which I studied mostly came out of China and Japan and Korea. Now, the reason why I say that is really simple. Kempo is a mystery because there's a Japanese Kempo, which is Okinawa Kempo, which I've had a tiny bit of that. And then there's Korean Kempo, which I've had a tiny bit of that. Which one was first is beyond me. Hello, beautiful lady. Would you like to come on? I don't know how to add you. How do I do that? Okay. I can't add her. Whoever she is, she's got a pretty picture with the green hair. Anyway, we'll move on. I've taken a couple of forms of Japanese karate. That also includes traditional karate, freestyle karate, aikido, judo, jiu-jitsu. So I've taken enough of these to recognize the style so that I can beat the style. I've taken a lot more Chinese kung fu than karate, and let's put a stamp in the myth here. Kung fu actually was first. However, there is going to be a conglomerate clusterfuck of where it actually came from, because they have Egyptian hieroglyphics that date back further than China that Kung Fu was there. So, I have no dissemination on that because I didn't go see the hieroglyphics, but I read about the shit. And I don't know which society actually existed first between white man, Egyptians, and Asians. Alright? But we do know that Kung Fu does exist. We know that all martial arts exist and they all have an origin. But here's what you don't understand about martial arts. Hello, Kira and Leilani. The thing about martial arts is that, first off, all martial arts are related. All kicks are just named differently, but they all look the same. The hurricane kick in Kempo is the tornado kick in Taekwondo. Alright, just so that you get that straight. Now, your chances of using them outside of point karate is far and few between. Because if you're actually in a street fight, you will never use anything outside of basics, because you're not going to get the chance to do anything outside of basics. And basics often work best when it comes to a fight, because you can kick and punch all you want, but if you don't connect, you're dead. So it's just that simple. But the thing with fighting, on any level of fighting, you have to actually know what the hell you're doing. Now, for your animal styles, they mostly come out of China. Anything else that doesn't come out of China that's an animal style, I'm clearly not aware of. Not going to say that it doesn't exist. I'm just going to say that I personally am not aware of it. You know, you have the tiger, the dragon, the mantis, the crane, and the snake. There is a horse fist, but not a horse style. There is an iron butterfly. I don't know if it was real or if it was just made for that movie that I saw back in 1978. But the iron butterfly, there's a technique where you're here and you're waving, and that's your butterfly strike, which also translates into a Buddha palm or a Shaolin push or something in that nature. So that being said, I can't confirm or deny the iron butterfly. There is an iron body technique. I learned a little bit of that, but I didn't learn it from Thai fighting because I didn't know Thai fighting had the same kind of technique. Only the iron body for Thai fighting literally is probably the better way to learn it because they actually beat your skin until it builds calluses, and then it teaches your body how to disconnect from your mind so that you don't really have pain. So that's the best iron body technique if you want to learn Thai fighting. Why you think they're always kicking down palm trees? Because they disconnect. And when you disconnect, you know, your pain sensors are pretty much gone. But when you're sitting here from the age of 6 to whenever you get your shot, taking beatings daily with rods, you know, it's a whole different ball game than when you're an American and you go into an American gym that's teaching a watered down version of Thai fighting. American kickboxing is a watered down version of Thai fighting. It's just it doesn't have the same physical discipline as the mental discipline. Now it's the same thing with no matter what style you take. If you're taking snake, snake has a polar opposite, which is the crane. But both of them still have to deal with the mantis because the mantis, all of the form movements are almost basically identical. Now some people use the snake and they use the tail. I don't do that. I use the snake like this. Damn the tail. You know, that's my snake. Where some people, let me get this way, some people do the little wiggle doohickey. Frack that shit. I ain't fighting no rattlesnake. I'm just going to be a regular ass snake. Now, you know the snake, it has the mouth where the crane does not. The crane, for those here live, the crane's like that. The snake is like that. Alright? So, you start tiger here and dragon. The dragon is supposed to be the wisest animal, so it's supposed to probably be the best style. I'm not going to condone that if that's what you choose to believe. Here's the God honest truth about martial artists and martial arts. There is no best style. You're either going to be really good with martial arts, really good at adapting and fighting, or you're going to get your ass kicked. I said it, you're going to get your ass kicked. It's really that simple. And even a good martial artist will encounter someone who's just a little bit better. So, you have to improve. You have to adapt. And that's the most important thing about a fight, no matter what style you learn. Even if you're just boxing, even if you're just street fighting, you have to learn how to adapt. If you cannot adapt on the fly in a fight, you're going to get fracked up. I'm trying not to swear that much. But yeah, you know, it's really all about, and I got bit in the face by a mosquito. But it's really all about who teaches you what, how well you adapt, and if you can adapt and recover while in a fight. Then you got to start worrying about the Energon. I got Transformers in the brain. Adrenaline dump, combat stress. You got a lot of stuff to worry about. However, as a martial artist, once you get rolling, you won't really stop because your adrenaline's going so well and you really want to be there, so you're just going to be in the moment. Once all that wears off, though, I can almost guarantee you the pain will come rushing in like a river. So after the fight, you know, ice yourself or whatever. I can't do that because ice has the opposite effect on me. It swells me up. So I just have to cool down naturally. But a lot of people go soak in an ice bath. I go soak in an ice bath. I'm going to come out looking like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man because I'm going to swell up. When I fell in the Army and we hurt my knee, which wound up being my hip and not my knee, we put ice on my leg and my knee swole up like 4 times the size of the average knee. So it looked like I was walking with a big grapefruit on my knee. So when we finally got me the sick call, it's like, well, your knee's not broken. You want to tell us what happened? I fell in a hole. Ended my military career right there. But you know, the thing is, when you are fighting and you are recovering, everybody recovers different. Your recovery speed is different. So I leave the floor to the three ladies. You have any questions on martial arts? No, it does not affect your sex drive or your penis size. Just in case you wanted to go there. I'm going to go ahead and get that nasty stuff out the way. Sorry, YouTube. But yeah, the thing about fighting, we can go down the line on martial arts. And you should also know that wrestling counts as a martial art because wrestling and MMA are probably like the best way to learn martial arts. Because in wrestling, you encounter a lot of different styles of wrestling. In MMA, you encounter a lot of different styles of martial arts. And it would help to know what you are going up against before the damn bell rings. Alright? So if you're going up against a martial artist who's an MMA fighter, you know, you got your work cut out for you because you understand that MMA means mixed martial arts. It's not just a style, it is multiple styles. So knowing that going in, and you are only, I must have missed. Knowing that going in, and you are only a Kung Fu fighter, you have to understand that you are a Kung Fu fighter. The person that you are fighting against may have 4 different types of martial arts styles that they've studied. And you don't have to study every style to be in MMA, but if you have more than 2 styles, you're already doing MMA, you just don't know it. Alright? So, in the Army, when I was in Bravo, they were doing Taekwondo. Since I already took Taekwondo, it wasn't a big deal for me. Plus, I was hurt, so they wouldn't let me train. When I got into Delta, I never took BJJ. Ever in my life, I wasn't a fan of BJJ. I'm not going to disrespect the Gracies. I just don't like BJJ. Yeah, but the Gracies are the best at what they do in BJJ. That's why they have such a franchise following. Would I go one-on-one with the Gracie in BJJ? The answer is hell to the fucking no. I don't have a ground game at all. Now, you talk about stand-up, fuck yeah, I got a stand-up game. You guys see me train all the time on YouTube and on Facebook. So I got a stand-up game. My stand-up game, I'm not worried about that because you're not going to get through to me unless I slip or if my hip gives out. You know, something major would have to happen for you to get through my fighting stand-up game. As for my ground game, I'll roll with you, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to tap. You know, let's keep the shit real. But you have to actually get me down to do that. And here's where Kung Fu does come in, having a bit of an equal playing field with BJJ. In Mantis, there is a Kung Fu style part of Mantis where you are on your back and you are able to defend someone before they can get to you. You have certain kicks that you can kick up and certain kicks that you can kick out to get them from hurting you if you've studied more of Mantis. And I'm not going to get on this ground to show it to you, but you can go find some old videos from the 70s and the 80s where they're on the ground but they're like this and they're kicking up. So they're preventing the person coming down. Now the thing is, depending on how you feel about gravity and how you feel about, let's see, how do you feel about uphill and downhill advantage? I'm a short person. The downhill advantage works best for me. Alright? I'm only 5'3½". So if I'm going to fight someone on a hill, I have the downhill angle and I have gravity, which is nobody's friend. But while I'm downhill and you have to kick down at me, it gives me the tactical advantage because your weight times gravity times the ground. I understand if you're throwing a low angle kick and I'm down here and you're up here and you're doing this, I'm going to block you and pull you and sweep your foot. Yes, that's dirty as hell, but I plan on winning and going home today. So I'm going to block your round kick, I'm going to grab your round kick, I'm going to sweep your foot, and I'm going to pull you. So when I sweep your foot, it's at the same time as I pull you, you're going to go down to your back. As you go to your back, I'm going to put my elbow in your groin, and then I'm going to hit you either here or here. I'm going to end this fight as swiftly as possible. I'm going to turn this phone and show you guys pole technique. Because that is a technique that is rarely ever taught anymore. You guys, I have videos on that. So here you have the bird feeder. Hopefully you guys can see that. So the pole technique is really quite simple. I have a pole to protect me from my opponent. If you can't get past this pole, I don't have to worry about you getting to me. This is also a part of Kung Fu. It is also made famous in the movie Gymkata, which I did a dedication to the late Kurt Thomas, who died the other day. But the pole technique works. And you have to understand, when these things work, they work. I'm filming right now. I cannot answer that phone call. So when you are in the midst of your training, you have to understand, the more martial arts you learn, the more martial arts you recognize, the easier it is for you to combat someone who knows martial arts. Now you will be like me and not know every martial art in existence. Like I said, I just found out about the Filipino martial arts, which name I can't remember. If someone's Filipino and they know what I'm talking about, it's just like Kempo with the stick. In Kempo you have 2 sticks, this one you have 1 stick, maybe you have 2 sticks, I'm not really sure. But it's very close to Kempo. So, you know, I've watched some videos of it, I still don't know the name of the damn thing. But when it comes to the martial arts, you have to understand that if you can recognize the style, you can adapt and fight that style. Let's quote Bruce Lee, be like water. If you put water in the cup, it becomes the cup. So if you can recognize the style, you become the style. Alright? And that's basically true for life right there. If you can fight someone who's doing kickboxing and they're whooping your ass, but you can recognize that it's kickboxing, you got a whole new mentality now. Now you can just pop right back up and get back into the game. Because now they've taught you some of their skills by beating your ass with it. Same thing with capoeira. If you can recognize that it's capoeira or lumbata, because capoeira is from Brazil, lumbata is from Jamaica, they're the same damn martial art, they just have a different name. If you can recognize the style, you can fight it and you can beat it. But you have to remember, you're not fighting the style, you're fighting the martial artist that's doing the style. But you can recognize the style, you can beat the guy that's using the style. Because if his body can do it, your body can do it. Here's the last thing I'm going to say before I close out this video, this live chat, and this YouTube. If you are not very athletic and you are taking a martial art, here's the secret. Everyone on earth knows martial arts. You just have to unlock your potential. You have to understand that a kick is a kick, a punch is a punch. You also have to understand that as a martial artist, it is not how hard you kick, it is where you kick. And sadly, I'm going to say this, I mean no disrespect, but if a person cannot breathe, they cannot hurt you. That being said, knowing where to punch someone versus knowing how hard to punch someone, the person who knows where to hit someone will win the fight against the person who knows how hard to hit someone. Because honestly, the harder you hit someone, the more damage you can do yourself. Your metacarpals are very easy to break. So when people tell you you're punching something the wrong way, you're probably punching something the wrong way, and you can break your fucking hand. You have a lot of bones in your hand, that's why they call metacarpals. And you know, also there's some pressure points in there. And I was taught a certain knuckle punch in Kempo with my 2 knuckles on like the top of your palm, the back palm, not the front palm, but the back. I don't know what to call it. I mean, if I'm backhanding somebody, you call it a backhand. But if you can knuckle strike them right in there, shout out to my brother Eric Chin, who taught me how to do that on the foot, because I knew how to do it on the hand. And when we made Fallen Dragons and we sparred with our shoes off, he jammed my toes up, and I couldn't unlock my toes until he unjammed my toes, and pressure points do work. That being said, Eric, thank you very much. If you're out there and you're seeing this, Adrian Cowell, another one of my brothers from that movie, both of you guys, I love you, thank you, I miss you. I'm sorry I couldn't get my career off the ground. Still working on it. Thanks, guys. Be seeing you. And for you here on YouTube, that was it for this. I hope I taught you guys something. Nobody came on with any questions. I had 3 beautiful ladies there, but no one asked any questions. So here on YouTube, if you have any questions and you're watching this video, put that stuff down in the box. So when I check the video to see how many views I got, I can answer your questions there. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Share some of my Kung Fu stuff. Be seeing ya. Make memes.